Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about 5 things to do to increase your chances of Canadian immigration. So you may have heard about a lot of obvious points, and point number 5 is something that I'm going to tell you is from my perspective that I think nobody has told you so far. So if you're interested in this topic, please watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I would like to mention that I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video is for information purpose only. Also, for your specific immigration need, you should hire a competent immigration attorney. If you find value in this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. Now let's get started. So today's topic is 5 things to do to increase your chances of getting Canadian permanent residence. There are obvious things that I will go through in the first few things, as they have to do with increasing your CRS score. As you know, Canadian immigration is based on point system. So anything that you can do to increase your CRS score is going to help your application. And in turn, it will determine the success of your immigration. But I'm going to tell you one thing at the end that is from my own personal perspective. Number 1 point. For any type of program for Canadian immigration, language is one of the most important factor, and that is considered a human capital factor. Knowing one of the 2 or both Canadian official languages, which are English and French, is going to be a huge factor in human capital index score. So what does that mean? It means that if you know these languages, you can add up to 260 points to 270 points if you are a couple. That's a huge bonus. And I'll tell you, very few people get those maximum points for language. Now, you'll ask me, I already know this option. There is a lot of material on this that you need to improve your IELTS score. There are some programs that will allow you to apply for permanent residency without even having an IELTS score. The best example is Quebec's skilled immigration process. They have certain set of criteria, but none of them is mandatory. As long as you make the points, you are in, which means even the IELTS score for English may not be helpful. But my point here is, you should always give IELTS and prove your language ability. That will not only improve your language skills, it will also give you extra points towards your CRS score. Say for instance, if you have an overall IELTS score of 6, that will give you some points. But then you do the next thing, you retake the exam. You make the score 7, 7.5, 8 or even 9. If you go to CLB score 9, you will get the maximum points. And here is some news. There are extra points you get for each attempt for improvement in the test score. So if you give your IELTS exam once and if you have a score of 7 across all the bands, you might want to consider giving it again to increase your score. And if you can get the score to 8 or 8.5, that will not only give you some additional points for the extra score, it will give you some additional points even for increasing the score with an additional attempt. So with that extra IELTS score, you will jump to the next level in the point set, which will highly increase your chances of getting that invitation. IELTS and increasing your CLB score is something that is in your control. There are very few things in the CRS score categories that are in your control, and increasing your language test score, which IELTS is one of them. So that is the number 1 thing that you should consider to improve your chances of immigration to Canada. Never skip an IELTS exam, even if it is not required for your category. You'll most certainly get extra points for having the IELTS test score. That was point number 1. Now point number 2 is easy. There are some hidden categories within the scoring system that you might want to consider. So what am I talking about? If you have a sibling, that is brother and sister, living in Canada and they are settled, the IRCC thinks of it as a positive sign and they give you extra 15 points for this. Now the reason may be because they think that since you already have your siblings living here, it might be easier for you to settle in Canada. So that is the number 2 thing that you should consider. There are few more of these additional point categories that you can watch through my other videos that I have specified in. But having siblings in Canada will give you extra 15 points. So that's point number 2. Now point number 3 is also similar to point number 1 in terms of your educational assessment. It is regarding your educational points. So let me break it down for you. Canadian Experience class and Federal Trades class don't need an education credential assessment done for your category. So people applying in this category, what do? They don't do education credential assessment because it's not required. And what is the consequence? You leave up to 150 points out of your score. So my question to everybody is, why don't do it regardless? Whether or not it is needed, you'll always get points for education credential assessment. So I say it again, whether or not educational credential assessment is needed in your program or in the stream that you are applying, you should always do it. So you get those extra points for education. Now another thing is, some people have education or qualifications or diploma that is not related to the NOC category of job that they are applying in. So what they think is, it may not be necessary to mention that while doing your application. You will get points for all the diplomas and degrees even if they are not related to the NOC code. So if you have double masters, double bachelors, double diplomas, always mention all of them. You will get some extra points for your education. So remember that project management course that you did as a diploma and you thought that was not useful, add it in. It may give you some extra points and that will put you over the fence in your successful immigration application. So that was point number 3. Now another point related to the language. If you have second language, English or French, or better yet, if you know both English and French, do take tests for both. Take the IELTS for English and then the French test as well. Because when you do so, you will get points for both in most cases. I know for a fact that there are some bonus points available in some PNPs such as Quebec. So it is always a dilemma for people, should I spend time and money in giving the exam that is not required for my stream? I would say yes. Always take the test and get those extra points. So that was point number 4. Now point number 5. Take control of your process. What do I mean by that? You are the champion of your immigration process. It is you who is it important for. It is your life, it is your immigration. So take control of it. What do I mean by that? Majority of the people who are considering immigration hire an immigration consultant to do the work for them, which is not a bad thing. It is the easiest thing to do that everybody thinks, and to some extent it is true. Why spend time and energy researching about things when you know that there are immigration consultants out there who have already figured it for you? Is that true? This is the biggest mistake. If you are young and educated and have all the skills and qualifications to get through the express entry process, and if the consultant gives you a path to immigration, then it's golden. So you are already in a best scenario and the consultant just makes it more easier for you. You can give your hard-earned money to them and get your case cleared, fair and square. But here is the mistake. Not everyone is in that category. A lot of people that ask me questions are either on the border of eligibility or far from it. Most people are not on the clear path to immigration. And here is what you will do will matter the most. You are putting your hard-earned money and time on the line and expecting the results. And here is the reality. Unless your case is straightforward, even the consultants will not know what is the best path for you. Sure, they know all the options that exist out there. But if you think about it, they only have limited time to spend on your case. They have 25 other people waiting in line every day to review their cases. So in the limited time that they have, they will come up with a PR category that they think will fit the most for you. And that may not always be the right one for you. The problem with this approach is, you have 50-50 chance of getting approved. And who is the winner and who is the loser? Well, you are the loser. Always. You have lost all your time and money. And most importantly, the biggest chance in your life to immigrate to the country that you wanted to. So this is the number 5 that I was talking about. Take control of your own path. What it means is, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for you and it will change your life forever. So why take a chance? If your case is not straightforward, you need to take time to learn all the pathways that you are eligible for. You need to do your own research to find out which pathway is the most closest for you to get approval. Do your research online. All the pathways and all the PNP options are very clearly described on official websites. Take time to read. If you are watching this video, that is one important step you are taking already. This will give you a higher chance to succeed. You will know exactly what are the pitfalls, what are the pluses and minuses of each pathway. Once you invest time in research, you will already know which one should you apply for, and that will give you high confidence in your success. Now, if you still want to hire an immigration consultant, go for it. Go with the option that you have researched. Tell them that I want your help to apply for this particular option that I have already figured out. They will help you filling out the paperwork, and your chances of case approval will enhance significantly. So that was my point number 5. I want to emphasize that this was nothing against any consultant. But what I wanted to emphasize is that your immigration plan should be your own plan, with your own research and your confidence. If you can do that, then your possibility of successful immigration grows significantly. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you in the next one.